Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another video, Exit Strategy. This is Mochismo Eugene. This is where I make videos showing you how to exit a narcissistic relationship of any kind. And as you exit, I'm going to show you how to exit effectively, quickly, and quietly. At the same time, educating yourself on how to do it. This is only based on my own experience, and I've researched extensively in the last 3 years. And basically, research meaning listening to other survivors, and I also research the disorder quite a bit. I've made quite a few videos here. Most recently, I had made two to connect with part one and two, but inevitably, the video ran out and I tried to attempt to redo them and it ran out again, and it's because my phone has so much stuff on it. So I just gave up on that, and I just said today I'm going to come out and I'm going to just talk about a couple of things, but specifically I'm going to talk about the word chosen ones because I hear it a lot. I've also researched it a lot, and being a man of a biblical background, I can relate to this particular term, chosen ones. This is not dealing with the topic. The topic is particularly today is basically just on how you uh, have this energy and it comes off either one way or the other. So we'll talk about the energy that you possess as a chosen one. And so before I get into that real quick, I just wanted to mention about the word chosen one that's been dropped around a lot. It's being dropped around quite a bit. And I don't want to say to each his own because that's not what I'm doing right now. I bring this word up specifically because I want you guys to realize something. As I'm hearing it, I hear it very frequent. It's like wildfire. I guess my point is this: don't take anything at face value. And the word chosen one, if you know you are someone of a unique ability from God that you don't possess in and of yourself because you're a good person, it's just something, some attributes that have been chosen upon you because God saw fit to do so. That is a big responsibility, even being a chosen one. And you will know, I think, from my own experience, you'll know when you're dealing with someone of like mind because, for one, they won't push the sale. A chosen one won't be over the top. They'll actually give you information in a very caring, kind, loving, passionate, determined, methodical way. It won't be about the bells and the whistles. It won't be about the attention. It won't be about anything. A chosen one will educate you. A chosen one will show you the way out of the situation you're in because they have been chosen to do just that. Um, Chosen ones have a very prophetic ability. That's not to be associated with people who are calling themselves prophets, because rarely does a chosen one call themselves a prophet. And again, you know the ability you possess. I had read something one time where it said, one who truly knows his strength rarely has to use it. Paraphrasing something to that degree, but years ago I read that and it always stuck with me. I'm going to say it again. Um, those who know their strength rarely, he who knows his strength rarely has to use it. And you'll find people of power and position and persuasion. Oftentimes you'll find it, not much, but often you'll find someone of high esteem that has a lot of persuasion, maybe power and money and position, but they won't use it in a bad way. They won't use it to hover over the lesser. they will use it as an opportunity to be a beacon in the sound the trumpets to change and bring attention to all the disorder. So in the discord. So a chosen one is someone who's been chosen of God, because in the Bible it says many are chosen, or many are called, but few are chosen. So that holds true to that, because uh, I have a very good friend. He talks about the chosen ones all the time, and to anyone who realizes or feels like this is directed at you, well, that's some soul searching you have to do, because the chosen one who truly knows he's chosen, he will educate. He's not trying to elevate himself. So back to my subject of the energy, and the energy that you bring, and the energy um, that you transmit out and about in society, even in your home. Take for example the pets. My pets, I have a cat and a dog. The energy that I believe I possess in myself as a chosen one, the pets are in perfect harmony with you. My dog came second. The cat was here already. The cat's not declawed. I can pick the cat up to a strong degree, hold the cat. The cat will lay on me. The cat will sit here like a dog. Not many cats do that, but not every cat will do that. So to my point is, if you have that energy is pleasant, is harmonious, is is non-threatening. This is something you can't learn. You either have it within you or you don't. I'll give you another example. Being that I'm talking about animals. If you go in a house, or if someone comes in my house, for example, there's been a couple occasions when someone has came here, and I rarely have visitors, but in this case they came, and they were just in for a moment, but the animals went belligerent. My cat skedaddled, and she's not really threatened by anybody. She's actually a very, very kind cat. She comes up to everyone. But this energy that the individual had, it didn't resonate with the cat. So, again, let's go back to the human energy that we have as chosen ones. We have the ability to walk in a room, as you now realized about an empath, which an empath and a chosen one, they are synonymous with one another, but not so much of the same degree, I believe, because the chosen one has insurmountable amounts of empathy, but a person with empathy doesn't so much always have to be a chosen one. We all can feel for somebody. If you're not a narcissist, we can have the empathy, but the chosen ones, this is a distinct, specific thing that is that is totally leaps and bounds above that, because we have the ability to go in a room and we can read the energy, we can read the mood, we can read the once you are able to understand you are a chosen one. Okay, so let me retract. Once you've realized, and you're realizing, you won't balk against and you won't fight against these things. Like when you come in a room and you read the energy and you're looking at everybody, as opposed to you looking at everybody in the beginning before you knew you were a chosen one. You would go in and you would look around and you would feel this energy. You would be like taking it all on you and saying, why is everybody looking at me like this? But when you become aware of who you are as a chosen one, you can come in that same room and you can see that energy, and you're okay with it. Although you're one individual among many people, and you just see eyes, they don't just look at you, but they seem like they can't take their eyes off of you. And it is just something that you possess in you, which is that energy given from God, that good light energy that a lot of people that don't possess that energy or that light, they will look at that and it's almost like they've seen a reflection or a ghost, because it conflicts with dark and light cannot dwell together. is what the Bible said. They can't cohabitate together. You take a candle, as the Bible says. You can light a candle in a pitch dark room and it will give light to that whole room. It'll give light to the whole room. One little candle, or try it with a cigarette lighter sometime. If you don't believe this to be true, try a cigarette lighter in a pitch black room. And when you light it, just stand there. Stand there and be calm and just gradually look around. It'll give light and it'll give you vision to see the whole room and everything in the room. Okay, now, once you realize you're chosen one, you go in this room, you see these type of things, and these people or these individuals look at you, you're not offended by it anymore. You don't take it not so much offensively. You don't question, what did I do wrong? Or what is it about me? What am I doing wrong? Or how am I dressed? Um, I grew up without my father in my life, so I didn't have the father in the house. But as a chosen one, I'm looking back at my life. I embraced one of my uncles that had all the attributes of what I believe were a solid man. He was a family man, married. Uh, he was very consistent. He went to work. He came home. He was quiet in spirit. He went to church fairly frequently. He was a barber on the side. He worked at the television station as a full-time job. So he was constantly a busy person, not a busybody. He was constantly doing things, progressively growing, and just staying consistent too was a big thing for me. And so I think he basically guided me because I actually took a liking to him for that reason. And being a chosen one, from very early on in life, you'll look back at your life as an adult now, and you'll see as a child, you latched on to something good. It didn't have to be great over the top. You latched on to something that was very solid, very sound, that was very wholesome. And you allowed that to kind of groom you and guide you and mold you into what you have become now. It's almost like the Samuel story in the Bible when, as a young kid, his father gave him over to Eli um, for Eli to basically train him up in the synagogue as a kid. And that sort of parallels a chosen one. Once you've been enlightened from a young age, you go on to follow light. You don't play well with the devil, although we're not talking about perfect and imperfect people. Even chosen ones, we grow up, we get into small amounts of trouble, uh, be it following other people. Chosen ones are never meant to be followers. Chosen ones have always been by design to lead. To lead. And that's not to say we can't be told what to do. On the contrary, we do what we're told to do because we're very submissive to authority. But if something just does not make any kind of sense and is madness, we question it, we will speak to that. But it's not to say that we won't right way go and comply with what the authority has told us to do, be it a supervisor at a job, workplace, for an example. So we're never oppositional defiant, but we question everything if it's illogical, even if we question it within ourselves, and we're always logical. I mean, we're logical. We're logical thinkers. We're logical living people. We do things logical, and I'll show you some about the energy of a chosen one. You have an energy that's logical, logically thinking all the time. It conflicts with people who don't think for themselves, codependent. They think off of other people. And if that person they're thinking off of doesn't have sound, logical, rationale, or decision making skills, that are reckless, in the moment type thing, uh, these followers and codependents will become like-minded. They're actually training the codependents and the minions to be and do and act and behave and even think the way that they think. So take a chosen one comes along and he wants to uh, give an idea or speak about the situation in an open-minded way. Right way, that leader who is reckless, impulsive, dark energy, they will right way. Not only will they not entertain that suggestion, they will right way go in on that person who's the chosen one, and they will demean and try to diminish your worth. They might use terms like, you think you know everything, or you may get a reply like, why can't you just follow instructions? And even though you're not being oppositional defiant, you're just like interjecting and another way of doing things. And right way, if you listen to the logical idea that the chosen one gives, it is simply a suggestion, not to be not to be attacked. But the dark energy can't even be open minded to anything. Uh, so you go in these rooms, you give a suggestion. Those two examples there. This is the energy that you possess, and you possess it because it was given to you by God. There are a lot of chosen ones, um, titled chosen ones here on YouTube. And I'm not here to call names, but I'm going to tell you this, or to put them out here who they are. But I'm going to tell you this, and I stand on this. I know that this is a very popular word that's getting thrown around, and there are a lot of people that are actually uh, popping up, and they're doing very good on YouTube and with the numbers. And it's like anything, we always have to be mindful. We have to be of a sound mind. And I don't have no doubt that chosen ones, true chosen ones, will be able to identify and recognize the real from the not so real. And there, in particular, has been some buzz. Even 2.5 years ago, when I first started coming on YouTube, there was some buzz about a couple of individuals, and I won't drop their name. I don't. God hasn't given me that that green light to drop a name. I don't need to do that because it's not necessary. But He did tell me to warn you that these individuals, you've been warned before. They are on here. They are narcissists themselves. They're not true survivors of narcissistic personality disorder abuse. They, in fact, are probably too unawares narcissists that got their ass thrown back to them on a silver platter in these relationships. They got found out that they was toxic, and the person hauled ass on them. And I'm just going to speak real with you. These two individuals, they they were outed by their partners. Partners found them out because they was probably just dogging them like a rag doll in the relationship with all of their um, rage or whatever it was they might have been going through. Because if you look at their YouTube channels, they're very rageful, they're very impulsive. They got all of these erroneous expressions of hostility. And this is the biggest one. They don't look into the camera. It's always like they're looking around, trying to search for the words to capture the audience. And it's very disturbing because they have a lot of followers. I care nothing about that. And I'll say this now, irregardless to where this channel ends up a year, 10 years from now, the numbers don't matter. Because anyone who's been abused by these people, these narcissists, and you manage to get out, You didn't get out because you were smart. You didn't get out because it was your own intellect. You didn't get out because you just are genius. You got out because God allowed you a passage. He gave you the information. He awakened you. You may not have awakened you with information before you got out, but something led you to question what was going on in this relationship to a strong degree. And you got out. And then you went on to educate yourself. And now here you are, shining once again. But it doesn't stop there. I really didn't know that it would take this much of a devotion to really put videos out on a daily, because I applaud some of these people who are doing it. The eye contact I was talking to you about, that is very central to these individuals I was telling you about. But back to what I'm saying right here, the videos, it takes commitment. And I said it early on, the commitment, it hasn't been there. And again, that's not my concern about a video a day. But what I believe is happening in my life now, I'm researching a ton. I'm always, I watch probably 5 or 10 videos a day. I'm constantly studying in between my occupation. I own my own business. So I'm trying to structure that on paper for the spring. Just kind of taking a hiatus here right now though. So I'm doing this soul searching thing where I think the amount of videos is not where my passion is. The numbers is not where my passion is. There's something deep down in my gut that really concerns the hell out of me about this this dark entity in our world. And I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't appreciate it. I'm very appalled by it. I see it every day, all the time. I rarely even go out like I once did, partly because of COVID and partially because of this newfound information, narcissistic personality disorder. I've had 2 neighbors here just most recently that I know were indicated, that without a doubt, God saw fit to remove them and they no longer live in this neighborhood anymore. There's one more. I know specifically there's one more, and they're too close for comfort, but God has that in his hand. I promise you, vigilance is the key. Vigilance, say less, do more. No contact, gray rock, become boring, unappealing, annoying. And these are the things that will make the narcissist run like a roach with the lights on. So the energy I was talking about is when you walk in a place and you see eyes stare at you and you see people look at you, don't question it. If you know you're a chosen one, walk in that purpose, and I guarantee you God will give you better and greater things to do as a chosen one, to the point where you don't focus on that. You realize what you're here and what your goal and what your primary purpose is, not to be fixated on why. Learn to focus on what am I supposed to do today, where I'm at, and not even question it, and just keep on daily doing this. And I guarantee you, God will show you everything you're supposed to do. It won't be a script. You'll be directed. You'll be guided. It won't be a power of your own design. So with that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going nowhere. I'm constantly supporting a lot of people's channels, listening and giving some input on that. And there's some stories within my story that I would like to share, but I will have to put it in context so I don't kind of jump around. But today I just wanted to talk about the word chosen one. Be careful when you hear that word, and always look to the powers that be, which is God in our world, and just let him guide you and let him discern which ones are chosen ones as opposed to which ones are just out here um, riding the back of this word for the same things the narcs are doing. The attention, adoration, admiration, and there's a couple more A's, but just keep your eyes open and keep your heart pure. Bless.